he was really good. And that's a good lineup. I know at times there's some guys that kind of like us are hitting a little bit lower maybe than they would, but really competed. You know, he gave up the one home run solo. Got us to a point in the game where, you know, you can give the ball to Andrew, which is always good. But it's you know, he's becoming very dependable, which is a real compliment to any pitcher.
Over the last month, he's really focused on fastball, curveball. What have you thought of kind of that?
I'm glad, because with the arm he has, when he uses his fastball to different parts of the plate, it makes him a much better pitcher. And like I said, he may give a different way of explaining it, but that is such an effective weapon for him.
Talking about Zimmer's defense a bunch since he's been out here. That was, to my knowledge, the first time we've really seen him kind of open up and get after one.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen him leave his feet yet on purpose. Well, he fell throwing once, but I mean, that was a nice play. That was a really nice play. You know, then a couple hitters later, he goes back on a ball that he makes look fairly easy. You know, we've talked about it several times. I mean, he's done a really good job in center field. And what's nice is normally with younger guys, as long as they stay healthy, they're going to get better as you know the league and know things like that, which is really exciting.
The one that Ramirez got on the dive, if that gets through with Belcher, that could maybe lead to a run. Just how important?
Well, it would have led to, yeah. No, I mean, you know, playing good defense is. I mean, we've seen in past years the good, the bad, kind of in between. But when you got like the way Trevor's throwing the ball tonight, when you catch the ball and it ends up where it's supposed to, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Terry, I know it's nice to win any night, but after, you know, you've got a couple of rocky nights, how nice is to see everybody shaking hands, hearing music play?
I don't care what your vantage point is, sitting on TV or here. You know, I always want us to win. I mean, you know, we show up at whatever 10:30, 11 o'clock. The idea is to win. I don't care if you feel good or bad or in between. That's why we're here.
Any concern about Cody?
Well, I mean, he's given up some runs. I think his curveball actually is back to what it was early in the year. You know, last night he probably threw a pitch he shouldn't have or didn't need to Beltre because he was throwing the ball really well. Tonight, Andrus is, 7 for 9 off of him now. And the next run is you know, we're not defending the stone base. So sometimes there's things that it's more than just, you know, you saw how he got out the Chirinos, who was really swinging the bat well. I think sometimes when the score is the way it is, you're going to give up an occasional run that if you're holding them on, that wouldn't score.
What was the thought process going to him the next third night in a row?
Yeah, but 4 runs we usually do, and I wanted him to have a little bit of wiggle room, and I'd rather him be down tomorrow for a noon game than, because we got a lot of baseball this weekend. Just thought I really wanted to kind of, if we're going to give him a blow, I wanted it to be tomorrow.
You've got to call the press box if you're not going out to make a pitching change.
What do you mean?
When you don't show up, when you don't go out to make the pitching change, everybody thinks you're on the way to the clinic. So.
You know what's funny? I actually stayed in the dugout just for that. I just give Mickey a little experience, and I didn't think throwing up on the mound was going to be good for anybody. So stayed put.
Do you feel like, I mean, when the offense has a night like this where it's, as you say, kind of keep that line moving, contributions up and down, do you feel like that's the kind of offense you guys need to be?
I think just about every team would say that. I mean, there's ways to win, you know, Edwin hitting homers, stuff like that, but it's a good way to play. You know, when you're getting contributions, you've got guys on base. You know, you're not going to cash in all the time like we didn't, but we kept putting pressure and, you know, fortunately got a couple tack-on runs to make the 9th inning not quite as nerve-wracking as it could have been.
Brantley, I know you like him third, and it kind of showed why tonight. He doesn't have to really hit the ball out of the park.
No, I do. And again, I love the way Jose is. It's not a knock on him. I really like the idea of protecting Edwin with a switch hitter. I mean, you go back and look at when Miggy and Victor were really, Victor was sitting behind him, and it just made you think so many times, because you can't really go get the lefty because you got a switch hitter back there. And Brandt I just love when Brandt's hitting in those situations. That ball left field tonight shows you that's the hitter he is, and he's been that way for a long time.